Hello, you all. Hi, it is Tease. Good day, good afternoon, good evening. I hope all are well. Hope all are safe. So I wanted to continue on with my the few topics that I have, and pretty much continue on with the Asians. It can be Chinese, Korean. So and basically they're all there's many types of Asians, but they're all guilty of a takeover. So you have the Asians in the hair industry, you have the Asians taking over the farms, Asians taking over property, and Asians taking over LA, virtually taking over America. So all of them, even the cool ones. So with that, pretty much backpedaling on the whole stolen America thing. So you have stolen America, and then you have America's biddings with other countries. And long story short, or in so many words, China has some type of grip on America to where it's like, okay, they virtually own America. Just for instance, whenever, and I kind of peep things, I just haven't quite put two and two together as far as like my epiphany that I have now. But even when the whole stop the Asian hate thing, and I'm thinking like, first of all, when it comes from me, from the outside looking in, on the inside looking in, when it comes to who's getting harmed in America, I have never, in the history of my being, or in the history of America, heard of any type of Asians getting jumped on. And I'm not saying that they don't, but I just haven't heard of it. Not even in a Bruce Lee movie. I've never heard of Asians getting jumped on, let alone you have to have a movement to keep people from jumping on Asians. Honestly and frankly, I don't know of anyone who would challenge an Asian in that way. Like, and I'm not saying that people don't defend themselves or don't, take up force against Asians, but to me, I feel like you have to have a really good reason. You don't just say, okay, well, the moon told me, or the voice in my head told me to attack you. And that's literally how all of the attacks are being reported. Like, it's just random. Oh, it just came out of nowhere. There's no motive. Nobody stepped on nobody's shoe. There was no misunderstanding. It's just totally random, which was put out of their ass. That's why it's totally random. But so LA, New York, I want to say it's two of the hot spots where the Stop the Asian Hate movement just have to be screamed from the mountains, because there's like, for some reason, these people won't. But basically, long story short on that, like, you're literally part owner, if not the owner, crying that the American niggers, or the Americans, they're jumping on us, or basically they're attacking us. And again, I've grew up watching Bruce Lee movies, and I've never, in the history of myself or in the history of breathing, have heard or even remotely experienced, or even I can't fathom an agent getting jumped on. And every time I do hear about or see it, it's a staged event. So basically what I'm saying is they're full of crap. So you're owner or part owner, and you're crying that the American niggers are jumping on you in these major cities. And not because they have a problem with you, not because you sold them not so yucky hair, or because you told them. It's just random. More than one event. Here, there, and everywhere. More than once. Have Asians are just randomly. And I don't want to say even that shooting where that pink man went in there and shot up that massage parlor. I don't even think that was random. Maybe he didn't get his happy ending. And everybody must pay. Like I say, you don't know what the hell goes on in these businesses too. That's another thing too. They'll cry victim, but are they really the victim? And are you really doing legit business? So that's another reason too why I don't trust them, because it's way too many of them. They're way too damn sneaky, and they're way too damn quiet. They're all quiet, and they're just, oh, we're just here. We're just here trying to have agent hate. And then it's like, while you here, there's a lot of them. And like I say, I'm here in LA, and when I see them, I get very nervous, because I'm thinking like, I see you coming in, like a ninja in the night, and it's like, from there, you better watch your back. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know if we need to sharpen our, what is it, Bruce Lee shoes or something? But you need to be on your toes when it comes to these people. These are not, there's a lot of them. And I can't stress that enough. People think it's a game. Or they're just quiet, or they're just here just trying to sell yaki or do nail. No. And even if y'all just doing nail, it's too many of y'all. They're literally surpassing the Mexican. You thought there was a lot of Mexican. There's a lot of those damn hate, a lot of them. Okay, but anyway, back to what I was saying. So basically, if you have these owners or the part owners literally playing victim, and I'm just like, to me, that's a red flag. That gives me high concern, from thinking like, why is the owner, if not part owner, playing the victim in a country that I'm sure they're the owner of? So it's like, that's just kind of called conditioning and preparing you for what is to come. And basically, what's happening right now is the takeover. So you have the takeover of property and land, takeover of farms, takeover of business, and virtually the takeover of America, if not already. And the Asians are literally at the top of that list. And like I said, from a long time ago, I was thinking like, hey, watch out for Ying Wu. I don't really trust Ying Wu and them. And then this is good reason, because now you have farmers. You know how when they had the whole where you have your meat plants are getting shut down or burned down, and then you have your farms being shut down or burned down. There's literally, and my prayers go out to any black farmer and that still has their farm. I pray that you still have your farm, and I pray that you keep it, because right now it's getting impossible to own farms, land, houses, all that property. It's at this point, or as we move forward, the goal is for that to be impossible to obtain, because all of the billionaires are buying up all of the property, all of the land, and all of their farms, and virtually buying up America, so to speak. So if all the billionaires are running the show, then it's like, where does that leave you? And where that leaves you, or where that leaves us, the American people, is that leaves us eating out of the garbage cans. Therefore, we can be vulnerable to their control. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, if I don't need them for food, or if I don't need them for housing or land or property or any of that stuff, then I can't really be controlled, because I can go over here on my side of town and do my own thing. But since that's being taken away, or that's what they're working on right now, then it won't be so easy for you to be so independent, because you'll have to go to them or go through them for everything. And that's what's happening right now. It's like the transfer of, okay, well, now I'm your new owner, so to speak, so you have to come through me if you want to get housing. And that's if I'm lucky enough to, or if you're lucky enough for them to rent to you. And it's if you're lucky enough to get your hands on Bill Gates of hell's produce. You see what I'm saying? So you won't be able to grow your own crops, but Bill Gates of hell has a plethora of produce and crops for you. You see what I'm saying? That's exactly what's happening right now. And like I said, my heart's prayer goes out to black farmers, because from a long time ago, from a while ago, they were already getting their property and land and farm snatched from up under them. And now it's like one of those things where people are literally holding on for dear life to hold on to their property and their, their assets and trinkets, or something that they could use to benefit them later on down the line. And then right now it's like, this is the time where you rip that out of people's hands, and there's people that are losing stuff. And literally in my heart and prayer goes out to the black farmers. And like I say, I hope and pray that you still have your farm, and hope and pray that you're able to keep your farm without any, pushback, or without any problems. Like, you can legitly have your farm, and you don't have to worry about inflation. That's another thing too. They said that those property tax and those farm by the acres or by the square footage. I forgot how they do the whole measurements on farms, but they're saying it's so through the roof where at this point it is I'm not saying it is impossible, but the sole purpose is for it to be impossible to basically to do legit business on your farm, which explains inflation. So everybody's supposed to be out of work, but inflation and bills are they're still on high speed. So it's like, that's basically pushing you into depression, so to speak, or pushing you into I guess poverty, or back into, I guess it would be the depression, or and like inflation and all that. But if it's intentional, is that really a depression? I guess all depressions are intentional. But yeah, that's what I was kind of worried about. I just want people to be very mindful and beware of Ying Wu. And I don't say that to be funny. Even when I said it in the past, I was not trying to be funny. It might come off, it sounds funny, but I'm dead serious when I say beware of Ying Wu. Because it's like you have the so-called next slave owners playing the victim, but yet they almost have you cornered. And I don't no. I just don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. Let's see, make sure I have everything. So basically that sole purpose is to basically have everyone virtually eating out of the garbage cans in order for you to follow suit to the control and to the manipulation, so to speak. Because it'll be a lot easier for you to challenge me if you're independent, versus you being dependent on me, on my crops, and being dependent on my property. And then therefore you can be easily manipulated. Because if you need me for my crops, it doesn't matter what the price is, or it doesn't matter what the stipulations are. You're coming to me for these supplies. Even if you're coming to me to rent, as the billionaire is buying up all these properties and farms and all that, you would have to virtually come to them. So that means you have to feed their system. So I guess if you can help it, don't entertain their system. If they're taking over housing and they're taking over the food, you might want to do the opposite, because At that point, you cannot complain. You can't complain if they're controlling the food and come to find out you've been eating your friend this whole time, i.e. McDonald's. If you, again, if you're depending on me for housing and food as a dirty billionaire who wants you to give them their money while you virtually eat out the garbage can, at that point, if you need me or if you're dependent on me and my wicked ways, then at that point, especially if you don't have a way out, or if you don't plan on having a way out, or if you don't, I guess if you don't get out in enough time, at that point, you cannot complain. You can't complain about the food. Like, hey, oh, you mean to tell me I've been eating human this whole time? Which is, you've been doing this since before the Asian takeover anyway. And you mean to tell me I gotta do this or that, or I gotta pay this, or I have to eat Bill Gates of hell's produce? Yes. If you don't have the alternative, at some point, once you are actually twisted up in that web of whatever their sick plan is, at some point you can no longer complain. Because if I'm still going to go to you paying $50 a gallon, or if I'm still going to go to you eating Bill Gates of hell's produce, then I'm eating his produce. And even eating Walmart's produce, it's like you eat that produce that, hey, this isn't a carrot, or this is this and that. You can't really complain. Even with McDonald's, I literally had an epiphany on McDonald's because someone made a McDonald's video, and they said, not once did they say anytime people complain about McDonald's food, not once did McDonald's, because they said it's the reasons why they changed their name too. They go from this and that just to regular old nickname. Oh, just call me McD's, or just call me the sandwich. You see what I'm saying? He said, not once did they ever say, oh, 100% beef on a sesame bun and enjoy. Not once have McDonald's ever said that. And then yesterday I seen a commercial of and I don't even think they said chicken sandwich, but it's like the chicken sandwich, the one that just come with sauce, pickle, and chicken on it. But that one just said McCrispy. It didn't say McCrispy sandwich or McCrispy chicken breast. You know, it didn't say chicken nothing. But it appears to be chicken, and you would assume it's chicken if it's crispy and it looks like chicken. You see what I'm saying? So at that point, my point is, at that point, while I'm eating a so-called burger, and I'm saying it's not still a burger, even though it might be your friend or a human, it's probably still a burger, but not the burger that you were looking for. But what I'm saying is, at that point, if I'm actually sitting down voluntarily eating at McDonald's, or involuntarily eating at McDonald's because I only have $2 to my name, at some point I have to stop complaining, because I am officially a part of that system, and I am officially sucked up into that web to where, like, again, if I'm eating Bill Gates of hell's produce, I can't really complain that, hey, this isn't a carrot, or this don't have any seeds in it, or this doesn't taste like this, you know. I don't have the alternative, so then therefore I may want to shut the hell up. Even with the gas, I don't want to pay $50 a gallon. You're either going to pay $50 a gallon because you need the gas, or you're just going to shut the hell up and take the alternative. You see what I'm saying? And if you're not, then that's why I say after a while you're going to have to stop complaining. You can't complain about Bill Gates, can't complain about getting poisoned, can't complain about getting killed if you're playing their game. You see what I'm saying? I can't get killed in your house if I don't go. I can't be accused of partying with Diddy if I'm not in his house. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, sometimes you have to run for the hills. Yeah, so hopefully I got everything out on that as far as like the whole Asian takeover, and again with the whole black farmers, you know, because there's something that's right now that's slim to none, that where it's like, we need to see more of that. Like, I don't even think there was a time where I actually even seen black farmers. I literally just learned about black owners who own that beach out here in California. It's like, a lot of this stuff, when it comes to anything black, or even owning anything, from back in the day, you thought like, okay, well, damn, it's forbidden, but yet there's a lot of black owners up until now. It's almost getting impossible. So that's why I'm hoping and praying that there's still some hanging on for dear life, and hopefully you can hang on for dear life and actually thrive. You know, hang on for dear life in peace. You see what I'm saying? I don't want it to be to where you're hanging on for dear life because you're trying to keep up with the inflation. You're trying to keep up with them trying to push you out. And like I say, when you see an Asian, that's for them to push you out. That's why when I see them downtown, I get so nervous, because they will do that. They'll have that cleanup mindset. Once you see me, this whole section's about to get cleared out. And I've seen it with my own. That's why I say, when I see them, I'm like, no Ying Wu. We ain't doing that Ying Wu. Anyway, be well, be safe.